There typically isn't a shortage of things we have to do at any given time. Projects to do, meetings to attend, household chores to complete. On any given day, our workload can be overwhelming and truly draining. What is the answer then? Well, an easy and common way that experts have addressed this was to suggest not being as productive or doing less. On the surface, this anti-productivity approach would seem like it would solve all our problems of burnout. But the reality is that this doesn't seem like a well-rounded solution because, well, the train is going to leave the station whether you jump on or not. On a personal level, I like getting stuff done. There's so much I want to do that when I'm not doing something, I get restless and ultimately get sucked back into my old habits or relentless activity. Now, there is one approach that has been working for me, and if you're anything like me, I think it might work for you too. Author Cal Newport, who wrote some books that you may have heard of, such as Deep Work and So Good They Can't Ignore You, came out with a new book this year called Slow Productivity. I loved reading this one, and I'm really excited to break down some of the key ideas here for you. To set this up, Newport explains that around the time of the Industrial Revolution, productivity was typically thought of in terms of how many items could be produced in a certain time. Basically, productivity was a measure of quantity. So, the more you did, the more productive you were. As time went by, most of the workforce transitioned into knowledge workers, or the work that we did with our minds. And with no proper way to measure that, time spent working became the default metric by which we define productivity. This is wrong. If you followed this channel for any length of time, you might have some idea that productivity is not about getting more things done, but working more efficiently and doing the things that truly matter. And so in order to incorporate the slow productivity approach, Newport suggests 3 simple principles. The first principle is do fewer things. By focusing on a limited number of items, we are likely to be more particular about what we choose to commit ourselves to, thereby allowing better results. Time is an asset that we can leverage to enhance the quality of our work, but if it's dispersed among a variety of things, many of which have no substance, we're likely not going to make the progress that we'd like. This is ultimately the solution to burnout or overload because, yes, items can be put on the wait list and not all be handled at the same time. It is imperative that you have a sense of what your bandwidth is and not send it into overdrive by taking on everything you possibly can in the pursuit of being more productive. The second principle is work at a natural pace. This means that it is not realistic to expect ourselves to function at a 10 on the scale of performance and output every single hour of every single day. There is seasonality in productivity, so the balance is found in spurts of high performance, countered by periods of low performance. Maybe the late afternoon is harder for you to focus than earlier in the morning, or maybe it's easier for you to concentrate on a Tuesday rather than a Thursday. That's the seasonality of productivity, and it's all about, working at a natural pace. So don't fight against it. Just understand that it's all part of your working machine. The third principle is obsess over quality. This is all about doing what you do better. Upon seeing the quality of your finished work, you could also become emboldened to say no to other things and fuel the first principle of doing fewer things. So this does, in a way, act as a cycle. By shifting focus to trying to do things better, you can develop a lens through which you'll filter things that you would want to take on and things that may actually be distractions. With all this talk about obsessing over quality, I think it's important to discuss perfectionism. Obsessing over quality means that you're doing the best you can in a fixed amount of time. Perfectionism, which can often be a hindrance, comes when there's unlimited time and perennial dissatisfaction. Give every project the time and attention it deserves, and then move on. Progress is what matters, not perfection. So perhaps the answer to all of this is not to completely reject productivity, but to redefine it and respond to work overload and burnout by pursuing meaningful work and understanding what our capacity for performance is, all while striving to generally do the best we can. Hope this video helps. Leave me a comment down below saying yes if you think that the slow productivity approach is a more sustainable fit for your own life. And like and share this video with someone who you think could benefit from it. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.